Welcome to Charcoal Zoo. Today we are drawing a raccoon. Using a piece of willow charcoal, start the drawing by lightly making some marks on the page. Do not stress where to start, just dive in and get something down. Using a reference to plot out where some of the features are going to be placed on the page. Thank you for joining me today to discuss how I make charcoal animal art. If you are interested in purchasing any of the art materials I use, you can find details below all my videos. Use these affiliate links to help the channel grow. If you can take a moment to like the video, leave nice comments or questions, and consider subscribing today. Thank you. Now let's get back to the video. Use these tips as you draw along, or just sit back, relax, and watch as this raccoon comes to life. Start to tidy up unneeded marks with a putty rubber. Take as much time as you need. Sometimes my planning out only takes a minute or two, but this was a tricky angle of the head and took me a while to be happy with it. Use a paper towel or blending stump to flatten back the willow charcoal. This will soften all the lines, giving you a middle tone. Try not to touch the charcoal with your hands. You want to keep everything as dry as possible. If the oil from your hand mixes with the charcoal, it will give you a dark streak across the image, and also could yellow with age. If you want to use your hands to work your charcoal, consider using non-powdered rubber gloves. Use a sharpened soft charcoal pencil to start to pick out some lines. Use light pressure and glide across the page. Start to make decisions with the pencil, if the plan is in the right place or if the lines need to be moved around a little, or sometimes a lot. Do not be rigid to the plan, it is only a starting point. Visually check the dimensions and start to find some details that don't look convincing. This is only the start of the drawing and it has a lot of development to go, so do not be strict on yourself. Just move around freely, add a little bit here, improve a different bit, move to something else, all around the image. Keep looking back and forward from the reference to the work. Trust your hand and eye to capture some accuracy from the reference for you. Stay relaxed and keep building the complexity of the whole image. Do not linger on one section, as this can lead to frustration if it is not looking right. Just move on and let the art develop at a steady pace. When you have finished the first pass with the charcoal pencil, it is now time to start using the hard eraser. Move around the image, sculpting out shapes against the middle tone. Always remember the eraser is a very versatile drawing tool. Clean up the drawing of unneeded lines. Tighten the lines you're happy with at the moment. Give the impression of fur. Define shapes, add in highlights and give greater interest by playing with the light and much more. A short time with the eraser can move the piece along a lot, not only more realistic but more interesting. I have used the eraser to reshape a lot of the features and have lost most of the middle tone in the process, so I decide to flatten back again before I move on, lightly using the paper towel across the whole piece. I am using a piece of compressed charcoal in a pencil extender to add in dark shadows. Now I'm happy with the location of the features. This will add greater depth to the final drawing. The compressed charcoal is very dark and I do not always use it in my drawings. When I do, I make sure to use it lightly and only in places that will not need to be erased, as when it is worked into the page it is more difficult to erase. Back to the paper towel again, but this time I'm only going to soften the compressed charcoal, not the whole image. I do not like how grainy the compressed charcoal looks when it first goes on the page, so I need to use the paper towel to very lightly get rid of it. Now I'm going to use the eraser to bring this piece to life. Add in highlights, texture and realism. As I'm using the eraser to remove a lot of charcoal, it is going to get messy quickly. I do a couple of strokes with the eraser and then wipe it on a cloth, paper towel or a sponge. I like to use a hard sponge most of the time. Try to keep it as clean as possible as you work. You can stop and give it a good clean, but this might disrupt the flow of the art. Use the eraser in different directions, working your way around the drawing, re-sculpting with expressive and exciting lines. Bring back the texture of the fur using different pressure on the eraser. The image is transformed in a short time with the eraser. Watch as I finish this piece off with a soft charcoal pencil. Thank you for spending your time with me. I hope you have got some value from it and I have earned your subscription. Leave your questions and comments below, or tell me what animal you would like me to draw next. You have been watching Charcoal Zoo.